Welcome back to Neko Nation. As usual, my name is Jeremy and you're on Neko Nation Japan, talking about self-improvement, stocks, dividend investing, real estate, all kinds of fun and lucrative things to get yourself into. Today I'm going to talk about two very classic books. We have Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and The Art of Money Getting by P.T. Barnum. Two classics that I think everybody should read or give a listen to, as the case may be. Alright, getting right into it, I want to go over my goals and my ambitions and everything for the week. So goal number 1, be N1 certified in Japanese. Right now, I'm working my way towards N5 certification, which is the lowest. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed with my progress, and I think I really need to buckle down and just study more. I'm still doing some conversational stuff every week. For my N5 certification, I am not exactly pleased with my results thus far. I haven't been really studying enough of vocabulary and just the basic with hiragana and katakana and the very difficult kanji. I'm just starting to get into it. It's kind of driving me crazy, but I'm working at it. Hopefully there's a point where I start to get some good progress, but that's where I am on that goal. Goal number 2, reading 100 books per year. I think I'm well on my way in that particular goal. I've done about 30 books so far, and getting there. Although it's about halfway through the year kind of thing. I may have to up that. I gotta get an exact count of how many books this year. It's probably a lot more than 30, but at least that. I should get an exact count for next video. Alright, next, goal number 3. So goal number 3, keeping in shape, getting in shape. I've been running. I ended up hurting my feet a little, but that's whatever. They should be healed by next week. So I'm running once a week, about 5 kilometers. And I'm going to karate every Tuesdays. It's keeping fit. I'm surprised how well and my cardiovascular has improved. I want to improve that even more. I think I'm still debating whether to add another day in during the week, but I really should. There's no debate about it. Anyways. Number 4, it's a particular goal, mostly with this channel and a few other things I'm working on. I do another SNS for a little local shopping district. I'm kind of volunteering there. I want to get 100 million followers through over all of my social media networks and actually have a really high level of engagement. I try to respond to every post, say, hey, what's this? Whenever they ask questions, I come back with them. I really want to get that engagement up. I'm trying to really discover for each platform what's the best way to engage with my audience that I'm trying to build. Let's get on to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Alright, so for Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, it's really specific what he goes over. He's interviewed a lot of millionaires, quite a few, and he's kind of taking their philosophies, what they do, what they don't do, and looking at it. Really their philosophies are, and specifically highlighted by this book, he mentions and talks about a lot, is the ability to think something and believe it. You can achieve it with almost anything, whether that's going to the moon, whether that's losing weight, whether that's learning something new. If you could think it and believe it in your mind, then you can do it. So really Napoleon Hill has 5 big concepts for the particular book, Think and Grow Rich. He starts with big idea number 1. Big idea number 1 is the starting point for all big ideas or anything really is desire. You get this intense desire to get something, to be wealthy, to have a loving family, this particular intense desire for anything. That desire leads to passion, right? So big idea number 2. So big idea number 2 is really you are the master of your destiny. You kind of steer your own ship. You only one that needs to really, and you need to answer to is yourself. You get to do it if you have the desire for something, you think about something, you really believe you can do something, then guess what? You can do it, no matter what it is. This one is a particularly big one, I think. Big idea number 3. If you're defeated, that probably means, oh, you shouldn't give up. You should just give up. It's more like your particular plan you went under is probably not sound, probably not the best. You need to rethink that plan. How could I go at this from a different angle and then go after the same goal and try to succeed this time around? And if you achieve it, all the better. All right, number 4. All right, big idea number 4. It's really that whenever you're going towards this goal, the point when you succeed is right just a little bit beyond the point you may have failed. So if you fail at something, usually, this is never going to work, people quit. But a lot of the times, it's that point you get to the failure, and then right after that is the point that you learn to succeed. Last point, number 5. Really set your sight on a particular goal and be so driven and obsessed, really obsessed with that particular goal, and kind of watch as the world just kind of gets out of your way. The seas will part kind of thing. You want this particular thing so badly, and your desire and just everything rooting towards that goal and that outcome, you'll find everything troublesome just kind of gets out of your way. So we're going to get now into the individual topics that Mr. Hill here goes over. A few little things he goes over in the book. One, in Think or Grow Rich, there will never be a perfect time. There will never be this, the stars are aligned, it's my perfect time to start my business or take this course or learn this language. There will never be a perfect time. You just got to get out there and do it. Hit it as hard as you can. Put as much desire and effort and energy in as you can. Like Grant Cardone's, you got to do that 10x effort, right? From last week. Now, so you're going to have to go after your desire, your energy, your drive, 10x that effort. You've got to put your entire future on the line to achieve this in order to build anything that is significant, whether it's your life, family, whether you build your life with a family, whether you're building your future company, whether you're just going after this really job that you really want, your dream job. You got to do everything you can, bet your future, bet your stake on it. And that's the only way you can just succeed with enough energy and effort. Napoleon Hill often describes in his book that opportunity usually comes only when it's almost disguised as failure. Whenever you fail, you usually look at that. Why did I fail? How could I never do that again? Kind of thing. But at that same time, you got to look at that. How can I use this for opportunity? This failure is just a way to learn. Maybe you did something a little different. Maybe you did it wrong. Maybe you have to change your way of looking at it. And it allows you to find success and growth through that failure. It's a very interesting and powerful topic to go over. And really, he talks over and over again about right after these individual entrepreneurs or financial gurus, all these different people come right to the point of success right after they've had some massive setback or even small setbacks that they've become discouraged, and they say, okay, I'm going to get past this. Boom, they get past it, and that is the point they find themselves success. They find success in that failure. So one of the very interesting little stories that Napoleon Hill shared in his book, that many years ago he bought a just regular old dictionary. He went through and looked for the heading, that definition of impossible. He went ahead and took some scissors, clipped it out of the book to throw it away. So he removed impossible from his vocabulary, in other words. He did a physical, actual remove it from his dictionary in order to do that. Now, do you think you should do that? Nobody has dictionaries anymore, really. But we could try to limit the use of impossible as much as possible. Napoleon Hill found that everybody seemed to have this weakness to kind of gauge and measure other people by their own internal desires and their beliefs, whether that's, he's not really a nice person, or he doesn't spend any time with his family. Because you look at everybody based on your desires and your particular beliefs, whether that's, I want to spend as much time with my family, or I want to build a really big business. everybody seems to have this weakness to kind of judge and overall just kind of do bad things, just judge people based on our own internal compass. Now, also, which is probably glanced over a lot in the book Think and Grow Rich, there's an important caveat. Just thinking about particularly something isn't going to get you what you want. You're just thinking about getting rich. Just say, okay, I think about getting rich, I'm thinking about getting rich. You got to have to do something. You have to have that burning desire and put that plan into action. Get some motivation behind that. Do what you need to do in order to get to where you want to be. Really, if you get to where you want to be, you need to have persistence, just kind of steadfast, and do the amount of effort and energy, the 10x level of energy and effort you might say. In order to get yourself to that location, you need to do a lot of self-improvement, self-actualizing. Go in and say, okay, I have this mindset, I'm thinking the right way. I need to become a success at this particular field or topic, whether that's real estate, whether that's selling your particular product, whether it's getting out there, social media, whatever it is. You need to really have that in your wheelhouse and desire to be successful at it. Having specifically desire alone isn't going to get it. You need motivation and you need a plan to get there. So if you have this desire enough, you write out your plan. Exactly how are you going to get this fulfilled and how are you going to get there to do it? So what is your goal? Have that specifically written out. Now, a lot of these particular ideas and concepts have been echoed throughout almost every other book that you've ever written, or if you haven't read any, they've been rewritten, rehashed, put their own little spin on particularly everything. But these two right here are a lot of the precursors and the original thinkers and believers of these subjects. But definitely go through, have your goals written out, have exactly what you want to do, the amount of effort and energy you need to put into it, whether it's 10x effort or however much energy you really need to do it to get it done, right? Have your goals, write them down. And Napoleon says specifically read them aloud every day, twice a day, in order to internalize them as much as possible. Maybe whether you write them down twice a day, you read them aloud, you want to get them internalized the best way you could. Whether it's writing it out and rereading it aloud or whatever combination you want to do it. He recommends reading them aloud twice a day. But if they change a lot, reading is good, writing it out, redo it. Goals and ambitions, your big goals, your little goals, your medium goals, all written down, figured out exactly how much money do you want to make, what kind of family life do you want, what kind of place do you want to live. All of these things should be written down, addressed, and have a game plan to get there. He kind of harshes back in the next part. If you don't see it in your mind, you're not going to see it reflected in reality. Also, he goes through a lot. There's going to be always naysayers. People that are going to try to drag you down. People that say, oh, you tried so hard at that, but you failed. Let's just go back to work. Go in your corner, right? You really got to take that information and be like, oh, thank you for that. Sweep it aside. Move on. Look at your strategy, rethink it, see exactly what you need to do to change yourself, improve yourself, so you can get to that level to say, okay, now I'm really crushing it, I'm killing it, I'm doing what I need to do in order to get that money and the feeling and the almost energy and drive. So really the next part of this book has seemed to be echoed in my last with Grant Cardone. A lot of this stuff is going to be kind of rehashed, retold. This is your original source for a lot of that. First, we really have, for this part, no one is ever defeated until he accepts it into his reality and accepts it in his mind. So once you say, oh, I was defeated, oh, I don't know what to do, then it's over and done. You are officially defeated. When you say, okay, I've had this little setback, but I'm going to relook at it, go at it from a different way, you could never be defeated at that point. You're just going to hit it hard and hit it fast and keep going. Another thing, no more effort is required from you to aim very high than it is to aim for poverty or just over the whole middle class thing, right? It takes no more effort in your mind in order to aim high, aim for the skies, aim for that top 5%, whatever percentage you want to be in your income, than it does to just be broke and impoverished and live off of the governments or welfare. Really talks a lot about faith is kind of a state that is provided by affirmations. Whether you get out there and say to yourself, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, you have faith in yourself. Now, a lot of that may be at this particular time, and some other faith to religion or that spiritual energy or the energy of the cosmos, right? I don't know if I quite believe in that as of yet, but I believe in myself more than anything. I think I can get out there, have the faith in myself, the learning, the improving, in order to get my goals and achievements done, put them on an energy it in. So repeat your affirmations, repeat your goals, repeat that, all that, so it's kind of drilled into your mind. Repeat it every day, multiple times a day if you have to. So you can almost memorize them out. You have word for word exactly what your affirmations are. And then if you have those affirmations, every once in a while, change them to improve them. So you set your goals here, maybe you get close to that goal. Ooh, maybe you want to inch it up a little bit, saying I'm getting kind of awfully close to that, achieving that goal. I want to, and then you know you need to put more energy, more effort, more everything in to achieving that goal. Within this kind of spiritual nature, he specifically, Napoleon Hill, says you should go to a particular quiet place and say exactly out loud to yourself, to affirm, say, I want to this amount of money. I want to make this amount of money. I want to be this successful. The exact amount of money I want, what time period you're giving to get there. So whether it's a year, months, whatever, the amount of money, the amount of time you're going to take to get, need to get there really. And what are you going to give back to your community, to the universe, once you achieve this amount of money? Those three things are really crucial. So I want to make this amount of money. I want to make, my ultra big goal is make $1 million per month. Now, I have time frame for this. I want to give myself 5 years. It might be a little short time frame, but I want to shoot for that tremendous goal. What I want to get back, I want to teach each and every one of you, and as many people as I can get my hands on, teach, so they can be financially free. They can do what they want to do in order to make their dreams come true. Whether that's just playing some tennis or game all day, whatever they want to do. I want to get them to a financial state they can do it. All right. Now, that particular, my financial goal of $1 million per month, isn't really something I have set in stone. I really need to do this particular exercise. Make sure to do my daily affirmations, be like, I want to retrieve my goals. I think the goals I've been sharing with you, I've been thinking about them for a while. I release another one per week, and I kind of update them as we go along. But this particular exercise, I think I want to add that into the routine and sharing with you every week, and kind of adding that in. I didn't feel as comfortable as I would like it to be. I hope I can get you to do the same, and go ahead and post in the comments below. What is your level you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Your goals, monetary or otherwise. All right. Next is really, he talks about the ability to think and to imagine is awesome. It's required, but it means absolutely nothing if you don't put the energy devotion and just do it. Get out there and do it. Just put the motivation, action into it. I have a lot of that. I think about things a lot, do that. I got to get out there and do it. Get out there and beat the concrete, just do it. And that's what I'm trying to learn by doing this and improving myself along the way, hopefully with you. Another good little parable Napoleon Hill says, the person that finds themselves so finished and stops improving and learning in a particular field is kind of really doomed to mediocrity. You will never achieve the level of greatness that is kind of you want to achieve, right? Because if you stop learning and just this one little particular, you stop learning about it, you're done. That's it. You'll never get any higher. You'll never progress. So really, one of my goals also, another one of goals, I haven't quite hashed it out yet, is to get down and be able to teach and share this knowledge. I know it helps me tremendously to sit here and be on camera and talk about it, go over it, learn it, put as much energy and time as I need to, and to be able to portray that and a little bit better every time, a little clearer, a little bit more coherent perhaps. All kinds of good things. I really can't tell you how many times in high school and maybe some in college, I'm talking to friends and people that are surrounding me, and they really can't wait to get done with school, so they don't have to learn anymore. That is really the point where they stop growing and they start to die. If you're not growing, you're dying. So that's kind of where they end up. I don't know. Some of the individuals now, I didn't really keep track of them. I kind of moved so much, and then I ended up here in Japan. I haven't really contacted any of them for a long time. But you never know what can happen. Maybe some of them made it great, and I wish the best for them. Interesting little quote. Napoleon Hill says, success requires no apologies. I don't know why in our particular societies, American and Japanese, when you're very successful, people seem to have to apologize to those that aren't as successful. They worked very hard at it. There's this kind of stereotype that you need to apologize for being that successful, having all this money, having all this fun, or whatever it is you want out of life. You need to apologize, and you should kind of be humbled because of that. I don't quite understand why that has been bred into our cultures and into our very way of living and being. If you have an answer for me, I would like to know. Another one of his great adages, a quitter never wins and a winner never quits, right? Classic Napoleon Hill right here. Now, it's kind of, what are you going to do? What are you going to go after? What are you going to achieve? You need to go at it, never quit about it. I'm sure you'll need to say, oh, if this fails, kind of step back, really look at it, say, where did this go wrong? How can I change it, improve it? Probably a lot of that is changing and improving yourself all the time. And lastly, I have for Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon kind of splays out some really positive and improving emotions. Now, everybody and everywhere, almost all the time, the positive that they create come from these sets of emotions. First, we have a desire. We have this burning to desire for something. We want to succeed in something. We want to be with somebody. All that, you desire it. That's our first step. And then you get the motivation and energy into doing that. We have a faith. Out of that desire is born faith. You kind of get so affirmations and, oh, I really want to be with this person or make this business work. You kind of develop the faith in them, in yourself, whatever it is. Faith in your God, if that's what you have. Faith that kind of builds every day, saying, I'm going to go towards this goal. We have love. The other positive emotion would be sex, whether that's physical sex or the drive in order to accomplish things and motivation to just get yourself out there. I am a being. I want to assert myself out in the world. It is a very old book, and it's kind of got some weird skews on things, but I think it is a very good positive emotion to be able to want to get yourself out there and do things. Number 5 for your positive emotions, enthusiasm. You should have enthusiasm for your project. You have enthusiasm. Get yourself up every day. Do it. Hit it as hard as you can. Just get out there and do it. All right. That's just one of those things you need. Romance, a positive love, feeling of romance. You want to build these emotions, all of these positive, very powerful emotions. A lot of them are, we are physical beings. We love, we have this enthusiasm, we want to grow families. Everything stems from that love. Lastly, we have hope. We have hope for the future, hope for our children to grow up and be strong. Hope for tomorrow is going to be better than today and better the next day still. All right, now I'm going to go through some negative emotions that he describes and says you need to avoid at all cost. Negative emotion number 1, the most paralyzing thing ever. What do you think that is? Fear, of course. The number 1 most paralyzing thing that stops you from ever doing that what you really want to do is you're afraid. It comes right down to you're afraid. You're afraid of losing. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of getting kicked out of your house. You're afraid of all these different things. You're afraid of death, of dying, you name it. A lot of things, fear. The number 1 killer of dreams, fear. Number 2, jealousy. You become jealous of other people that are being more successful than you. You become jealous of your neighbors. You become jealous of your wife or whoever. Jealousy, very powerful negative emotion that can stunt your growth in any field. We have hatred. A lot of time, hatred develops from jealousy, or you really don't like somebody, he just rubs you the wrong way, you begin to hate them. I try to make a fact to hate nobody. It's not worth it. It's not worth the energy, time, and effort you put into hating somebody or something. Now, there's a few things I do hate. I hate doing dishes, but that's a point aside. That I just hate. Sometimes that's alright. It's something I still need to do, but I still can hate that. Hey, one day, another one of my goals is be able to afford to have somebody made or that. Just you go ahead and do that for me. You clean all the house, do all those things for me. I don't really want to do it, but sometimes you gotta do it. A very powerful one, revenge. Whether somebody wronged you, did something that kind of irked you, you always have that urge to get revenge on them, right? That is very powerful negative emotion that can affect you and your entire life, your outlook on things. This guy wronged me. You know what the best thing? The best kind of way to deal with that? It just be massively successful. Do it to it. Go out there, kill it, crush it. As Gary Vaynerchuk says. All right. Another power one is greed. You push it too far. You write into the contract, you get 90% of everything. If you're too greedy for it, a very powerful negative emotion, nobody else is going to want to work with you. Because the best way to do it is everybody makes money with you. Everybody succeeds. That's how you get the most amount of success. If everybody succeeds with you, not just, I want to take everything, just kind of be greedy with it. An interesting one, he goes into superstition. I don't know if that's as much today, but there's definitely a lot of superstition and limiting beliefs is maybe what we call it more now. Your limiting beliefs kind of hold you back. Your superstitions hold you back. Oh, don't do that. You'll have bad luck. This and that. Don't go into the ladder. You get this. Don't break a mirror. You get 7 years bad luck. A lot of those things kind of have a ring truth. I mean, sure, you break a mirror. That kind of sucks because usually it was really hard to do that. It costs a lot of money to replace that. That kind of thing. Go under a ladder, you're probably going to get hurt. But it has nothing to do with superstitions. Alright. Lastly, for Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, we have the seething, writhing anger that just raises up and you lash out at things. You do things you don't really want to do or you regret later. All these are negative emotions that are completely avoided in business, in life, religion, your personal life, context, all of that. you should be kind of ignoring and just kind of pushing aside. If you've got anger issues, find a way to deal with them. If you've got hatreds for something or somebody, I will find a way to deal with you dishes. I will do it. All right. Next, we're going to get into The Art of Money Getting by P.T. Barnum. Stay tuned. I know it's been a long video, but I know you can get through it. The Art of Money Getting by P.T. Barnum is really one of the four runners and kind of first books that really get into this whole entrepreneurship thing, way to look at yourself and way to start a business or look forward and just do what you got to do to be successful. First point we have in The Art of Money Getting. First thing, be yourself at all times. I'm not saying you don't have room for improvement. Of course, everybody and everything needs to be improved. But be yourself. Be genuine. Kind of go out there and be you, right? Number 2, location, location, location. Always the same with real estate, right? Be in a location that's not already flooded with whatever kind of product or idea or service that you're trying to put through. Look for an environment that doesn't have very many of what you're trying to sell, right? That's when you can get the premium. You can get out there and do what you want to do. All right, number 3. I think a lot of Americans should look into this. Do not use debt. Now, there's good debt, bad debt. We'll get to that later in some real estate books. But do not have debt. Don't pay for your dead horse, as he says, which is kind of hilarious. But a lot of the time that happens. In America specifically, we're going out there, we buy this shiny new horse, or car in this case. We have that for however many years, and you're buying and paying off, and you may lose it. What if you crash the thing 2 weeks in? You're still buying those payments off for another 5 years or something stupid like that, depending on what kind of loan you got. But don't pay for a dead horse. Keep that to a minimum. Maybe for real estate or business, and then try to pay it off as quickly as possible. Pay down that principal so you don't have to pay as much interest over the long term. Number 4, preserve. Watch the tides, I guess. It goes into metaphors with Shakespeare and what the tide bringeth and that kind of thing. Preserve yourself, preserve your wealth. Always say, if the tide goes out, they go and collect clams or do something that's beneficial. If the stock market goes down, what's the best thing you could do? Get out? No. That is when you buy. When everything's really high, that might be a good time to sell. Maybe move some of the ones you don't really have as much confidence in the down times. Kind of sell them off and see what you can get for them. All right, next one, number 5, have perseverance. Persevere. You hit this obstacle. Oh no, I failed. What are you going to do? You're going to hit it in, you're going to hit it harder, you're going to look for a way around. You can do what you got to do. I mean, that really is martial arts in a nutshell. I do karate. It's Tuesdays, as I said. You hit something, it doesn't break, you don't break. What's a better way to hit it? Maybe you have to hit it a little bit less area. Do what you have to do to get around an obstacle. Learn from your mistakes and push on through, as they say. Number 6, do what you do with all of your might. Off-season, on-season. Specifically in sports, you got to train as hard as you do in the off-season as you do in the on-season, just to keep your body physically ready to go out there and do it, hit it hard and get it done, right? Do your 10x effort. Do what you need to do to succeed. Keep going at it every day. All right, next one, have ambition. Have goals, ambition. I want to succeed. I want to do great at this. Go that extra mile to be able to get it done and, have ambition about it. I want to be the best. I want to be number 1. I want to be even better than number 1. What do you need to do? There's at the top, number 1, there's always room for improvement, even if you're number 1. So our next point, he really goes over, Mr. P.T. Barnum here. Be meaningfully involved in the process and with the people. So you're worth more than just your hands. Learn about the process, get it done. Learn exactly what you need to do. Next one we have, use the best tools. Now specifically he means use the best tools that are living people. Have the best tools around you. have this particular person who's really good at writing. That's a good skill to have. Put them in your toolkit. If you're not great at writing, make sure to have those particular people that complement your skills. Use the best skills, have them the best products, your best tools available, right? Whether that's actually making something, you want the best tools. Whether those service industries, people, you want to have the best people. The best of everything is what you're striving for. Don't get above your business. Don't be that guy that just kind of better than, you take all this money in, you spend it, you hire all these people, and you kind of step away. You got to be in the business, you got to be learning, you got to be part of it, kind of every day on it, going. It's really something that is shown very much today. As a nation in America, we are looking to get rich as quickly as possible and as superficially as possible. So they want to get rich in a year or two, but you really need to build up this base and foundation in order to, say you get rich, you win the lottery. The majority of lottery winners lose it. They spend it all, they have more debt when they come away than anything else, right? It's something, I think it's very kind of lost nowadays. Learn a useful trade. Have your son or daughter or whoever in your family, everybody should have a trade that they like and they're useful in a particular environment. A little bit less on the like side in this, but they make sure, say, everybody should have a useful trade. If times of strife, time of worry, they could always fall back on that trade that they need to do. So if you're good at social media managing, if you're good at taking pictures, if you're good at shooting video, whatever the case may be, you should have that basis and foundation you need to do in order to keep yourself afloat, good times or bad. Alright, our next point, again, very prominent in our day and age. Hope is good, but it's not everything. You need to get out there and do it. Hope is good, but it won't pay the bills. There is a lot of very poor people that are visionaries. They want to make this, they want to do this. It comes down to planning, goals, setting up things, all these really in-life things that we need to set up and go ahead and do. Next, in The Art of Money Getting by P.T. Barnum, stick to one particular field and focus in on that. Laser focus, right? As much as you can just on that one thing. And maybe once you master it, you kind of step out of that box. I find myself kind of in this particular situation now. I'm trying to design my business exactly what I want to do, and finding that focus has not been the best or easiest, but I think I have a pretty good formula that I want to eventually share with you once I get the ground rules and everything laid out to my satisfaction. Next, P.T. Barnum really says, read the news. Get yourself some trustworthy news, what's happening in the particular world. Maybe you get insights of where a new business opportunity can come. Now, I think nowadays we are overly saturated with news. You can spend your entire life sitting down reading story, business, this, that. I think a little bit of directed and focused attention on something, maybe business or something interesting in business, but not too much into it. Maybe 20 minutes a day. I keep even less than that as far as news. I do read myself a lot of business books, self-help and that. Next point he makes, be aware of outside operations. So a lot of the times you get rich in a specific area, and then maybe legitimate or illegitimate people start to approach you and say, hey, we have this nice speculative stock or speculative land grab or something. Could make you a lot of money. That's usually the point where you end up losing a lot of money through speculative stocks, speculative land purchases, you name it. All this speculation only serves to make the other person wanting to take your money lots of money. Try to keep away from that. See if we can quickly wrap this up because this video is getting kind of long. Alright, the next is have skin in the game. Only trust the people that have skin in the game. So if they have money in the deal, they may then want to give you good advice, or don't really believe anybody that doesn't have anything to... Advice is cheap, right? Everybody in the world can give you advice because it's free. Alright, next point. The real importance of advertising, especially in today's I guess, global markets. To get yourself seen and out there, you need to hit advertising hard, specifically on your social media, because there is so much crap out there. It's amazing how much stuff and how many hours people just spend on this junk that don't even need to do it. Alright, next, don't read the other side. Like, don't read the opposites newspapers. If you read in the news this one side, don't read the opposite. It's just a sinkhole. You could read 7 different takes on one particular business deal or what have you. I think is almost one of the most important things he talks about. Be kind and courteous to everybody, whether they're a new customer, old customer, just random lady on the street. You never know when good things are going to happen and when bad things are going to happen. So you might need help one day, right? You be kind, be courteous to people. They may help you out in turn. Next, he goes into charity. Be charitable. It's very important to be charitable, whether with a particular cause you believe in or church or company, whatever the happen to be. Make sure you're charitable. Give, tithing. Give a little away. It shows the universe, I guess, you're happy and you're prosperous, so you want to share it with everybody else. One that I absolutely hate when people do: don't gossip. And go figure, hating. But it's a lot of the time very disappointing somebody who starts to gossip about others, because at that point they're going to start talking about you and everybody else, and it's just such a quagmire of just politics and stuff that I really never want to deal with. But don't be a gossip. Our last thing in The Art of Money Getting by P.T. Barnum, a really important thing is to preserve your integrity. Tell the truth as much as you can. If it hurts somebody's feeling, you may want to get that emotional bank account build up. Another book. With this person, lie, and so you can be able to tell them the truth and say exactly what the truth is. Have integrity. Tell the truth. Be honest. Get out there. Just say what you need to say. All right. With that, thank you very much. I hope everybody went through this. It's kind of long, but these are 2 very huge and very influential books on almost everything business related and life affirming. They were the grandfathers, I would say, of this particular industry. And I wanted to kind of go through them and give them justice. Hopefully you like these particular books. I would like to see like, subscribe, leave comments below. Please leave a comment below, like and subscribe. All the usual rigmarole. And if you have any particular books you'd like to talk about or interested in, please leave comments below. That would be awesome. I'm always looking for more content that I can share with you that would be very interesting. I'm going to just keep on pumping out these 2 books a week. Hopefully you find them Hopefully you find them useful, and I hope each time it helps to build your skills, sharpen your saws, right? Make sure to sharpen your saw and learn and grow every day. With that, this is Neko Nation Japan. This is Jeremy signing off, saying sayonara, and thank you for coming today. Goodbye.